All right, we are still talking automobiles. What if you want to buy a new car? When should you buy a new car? That makes us ask the question. We talked about cutting our expenses. When should we buy a new car? I think the better question is when could you buy a brand new car? When can you buy a brand new car without ruining your financial situation? And here are my qualifications of when I believe you should buy a brand new car. Everyone is different, but this is what I recommend. First, be completely debt free. I'm talking no mortgage payment, no student loans, no credit cards, absolutely no debt, none, zip, zero. And the cost of the car you purchase is 3% or less than your net worth. So if your net worth is, and to calculate your net worth, it's your assets subtracted by your debt. If your net worth is $1 million, you can pay for a brand new car $30,000 in cash. That's what I would say. You might be saying to yourself, whoa, hey man, that's a little extreme. That's a little extreme, don't you think? No, I don't. I don't think it's extreme because your car isn't an investment. Your car isn't a passive income producing machine. It's an asset that continues to lose value over time. There's no reason to put yourself in financial ruin because you wanted leather seats instead of suede, right? So what do you do if you currently have an auto loan payment? In my opinion, I would say sell the vehicle. If the auto loan is greater than 2 months worth of expenses, get it out of here. If it's 2 months or below, we can pay that off in a month or two, just being diligent with our funds. Otherwise, there's no reason to be paying a ludicrous amount for your vehicle. Those payments are going to kill you. Cut your losses on that auto loan, sell it, pay off the vehicle, start fresh with a car that you can actually afford, get someone to take over your lease. And selling a vehicle you owe money on, selling a vehicle you owe money on, you can actually come out with a profit or break even is the fastest way for you to get out of debt with your auto loan. I would never say take a loss on this car if you have a lease, but definitely sell it to get out of it or have someone take over your lease because you don't want to be spending that money because it's not worth it. It's an easy decision in my mind. You're not sanctified by church and state and married to this vehicle. It's a car, it's an object. Sell it and find a better solution. This is not only a wise move to get out of debt, but to start taking your wealth generation seriously, to become that financially wise individual we outlined at the beginning of the course. Take on that identity and make your actions move you in the right direction. Sell the vehicle if you owe money on it or have someone take over your lease. Stop paying for it. All right, next. Next, we're going to do a live demo of calculating your recurring car expenses. And just so you know, the average new car payment is $554 a month. That's the average. That's wild. So let's see how much we're actually paying each month for our vehicle. You can calculate this by, let's actually go to the website first. You can calculate what your monthly cost of your car is by tallying up your average car payment, your average car insurance payment, gas, maintenance and repairs, registration, and that'll give you your monthly average here. So let's do the average car payment is $545. Insurance, say about $100. Seems a little high, but it's not uncommon. Gas will do $150. Maintenance and repairs, $80. This is a monthly average over 5 years. You're not spending on your car every month, your maintenance on your car, but if you do an oil change once every 3 to 6 months, and then let's say something happens and you have to take it to a mechanic for $500 to $700, that's what's all included in this, what it boils down to the monthly. So if you take all of that, then you divide it by 12 to get your monthly average. Registration fees, I feel like those are pretty high. So yearly, oh, cool. Yearly registration fee, $145 is fine. We're spending about $1,020 each month on our car. Man, what's our take-home pay? Let's say it's $3,000. We're spending 34% just on our car alone. I hope you can see that this car payment, whew, that is killer. Same with the rest of these. Registration fee is hard to avoid, but insurance, you got to be able to cut that down. Gas, we'll talk about cutting that down. Maintenance, got to cut that down. But man, this car payment is absolutely killer. But that's how you can see the average monthly car expense for you, how much you're really spending on your car every single month. And something else to mention while we're talking about this is a difference between wealthy individuals and broke individuals is their mentality on how they view things. A wealthy person will view something in total cost. How much will this thing cost as a whole? That'll be a $32,000 vehicle versus I can put $5,000 down and then I can pay $500 a month for the rest of my life. It's only $500 a month. Wow, what a deal. That's dumb. That is silly. Look at the whole picture. Get everything. Figure out how much it's all going to cost. Start seeing things as the whole package, not just, oh, I can break this down month to month and make these little chip away payments. That's the mindset of the broke. So for car insurance, talking car insurance, that was a little detour there, but the car insurance has a straightforward answer to cutting expenses. Shop around, make some phone calls, call local agencies and compare it to the bigger guys. For my maniacs who are about to sell their expensive cars with the auto loan payments on them, when you start getting going on that, and you're shopping for used cars, grab a couple VINs, call your insurance agent, and have them plug it into their system to see how much you'd pay for that model type. The type of car you drive affects your payments. You know, it can change the price of your insurance well into the $100 range. It would be a shame to be like, man, I'm going to downgrade to a used vehicle, and then you get the car insurance for it, and now you're paying $200 more bucks on your car insurance because of the car you chose. However, it'd probably be cheaper, yet we don't want to fall into another trap of having car insurance be too expensive. So always check for discounts as well. Many states offer homeowner discounts if you're a homeowner, military, government, educators, student. Some do multiple car discounts, all that jazz. Just ask what discounts your insurance offers and see which one you're eligible for. I feel like they're always running some sort of discount to get you in there, but be sure it's a good one. Consider altering your deductible. Having a higher deductible and a lower monthly payment might save you money in the long run, especially when you become debt free. We'll be saving an even larger emergency fund, so be able to cover that deductible in case of an emergency, but you'll be able to reap all the benefits of a lower monthly payment moving forward. So you can tell them, hey, I'm going to take the deductible with the $1,500 instead of the $500, because then you could pay yourself the $1,500 in case something ever came up, but then just pay a lower monthly payment. That's how it would work. So if you move, since we've talked about housing and how to cut our housing expenses, if you're inspired to move, it may affect your car insurance. Be sure to call ahead and figure out what effect it will have on your car insurance if you do move. How often you pay can also affect your car insurance. So if you pay annually, it's usually at a lower rate. Quarterly is usually lower than monthly. If you pay yourself during those months that you're not paying the insurance company, you can hand over the cash at the end or beginning of the year, having paid a couple $100 less, right? So if it's $500 for a year, but it's $1,000 monthly, you could pay yourself, like $55 in the meantime until you get to 500, and you just save $500 because you paid it once instead of paying every single month. All of this boils down to doing your due diligence on making phone calls and finding an insurance cover that can get you the coverage you need at a lower price than what you usually currently have. So do your due diligence. Conclusion: don't confuse uncomfortable with impossible. You can do it. You just have to decide to. Never get a vehicle with a monthly payment. Never borrow money to purchase a vehicle. Vehicles depreciate nearly 10% a year after you purchase them. I'm going to say that again. Vehicles depreciate nearly 10% a year after you purchase them. All car leases have an interest rate built into them, even if they don't explicitly state it. Buying a car outright will always be cheaper than leasing a car for the same price. You don't need a fancy, luxury, or expensive car. You need a vehicle that's going to get you to A to B, from A to B. No one cares about the car you drive. And if you have friends that knock you for the vehicle you drive, odds are they aren't quality friends or people to keep in your life. And if any of you are saying, but I take clients around, they don't care either. They care if you have integrity. They care if you're honest. They care if you're respectful. They care if you have character. All right. All you need is a reliable car that'll get you from A to B. Don't fall into the trap of buying a super expensive car. All right. See you in the next one.